course on engineering graphics. In this session, we are going to learn the coordinate method of transferring circle on inclined plane in the isometric view. For that, let us solve this problem. In this case, we have inclined plane and the circle is to be transferred on this inclined plane. We are going to learn this using AutoCAD. So there is no direct command like iso circle for transferring the circle on the inclined plane or non-iso plane. For this, we go like the manual method only, which is called as coordinate method of transferring the points on the inclined plane. It is equally applicable for slots of various shapes as well as for circles, semicircles, etc. I assume that you are aware of this simple construction. So I explain the solution for transferring the circle only. The other part is drawn as per the normal procedure in AutoCAD. So if you see the shape, now you can draw this except that circle, which is a new thing and that we are going to learn in this session. So now we have to transfer the circle on this plane, which is inclined plane. So let us see the method for that only. Now we can see in the problem the location of the circle. So it is 20 mm from this top plane. So first thing is locating the center. The radius is 15 mm, diameter is 30. So we have to draw this circle first of all normally on a simple plane. Divide that into 8 equal parts. So let us do that separately. So we will construct the circle. Radius is 15 and zoom into this. I will zoom into this and I will divide this into 8 equal parts. The command is div, that is divide. Then select the object and number of parts, 8 parts. You can divide into 12 parts as well. If you want more smooth curve, it is better to divide into 12 parts. But to save the time and get the approximate curve, 8 parts are required. Minimum 8 divisions are required. So we have done that now. Then just connect the lines. We need the distances. We will be drawing this vertical axis first of all. So we will locate the center first of all on the vertical axis and take the distances. of these points from the point on the vertical axis. Just to know the distances, I will measure them. Around 11 mm on either side, it would be same. I don't know why this giving the opposite distance. So ortho mode is on. Obviously, it would be same for all the 4 points, these two and these two. And this is equal to the radius, so we did not measure that. Now what we'll do, we'll locate the center first of all on the inclined axis, and from the same center we'll draw this vertical axis and reproduce this on the isoplane. For that, this is total height, that is 40. The center is located at 20 mm. So let us locate the center. We want snapping reference. $20 mm. So this has given us the location of the center on the inclined axis, on the non-isoplane axis. So let us put a point there. This is the center. Now we are reproducing this circle on the isoplane with respect to this center. So let us draw these lines as iso lines along the front view axis. This distance also. Now simply I can copy this along with these points. Control C, Control V. Do we have all the points? No. The thing is, since ortho mode is on, I will copy it now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Control C. Control V. So align the center point with the center. Done. Vertically, we have just copied this vertical line along with the points. Now from these points, let us draw the iso lines along the front view. The top point does not require any line. This one requires a line. We want 11 mm only. Similarly, from this point 11 mm. So we have 2 points. Center point, from the center we have 15 mm. Same thing we have on the other side of the center. Or it is better to draw these lines. You can even mirror them. Whichever method you prefer, you can use that method. Now you see what is being done is simply we have drawn this vertical axis along with these points, and then instead of this horizontal line, now we have the iso plane. This is iso plane. Front view plane is drawn on this iso plane. So we have drawn lines parallel to this axis. Okay, iso axis from these midpoints on the vertical line, and we have transferred these points 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. I will put up the points here at the end. One, two, three, four is already there. Be careful about this. 5, 6, 7 and 8 is here. So all these points we have transferred now. There is no need to join these because we don't want this circle. This is on the simple iso plane. We want to transfer this on non-iso plane or the inclined plane. So we have just taken the points. Now we will transfer this on the non-iso plane, that is this inclined plane. Just for sake of distinction, I will use a different color line just to highlight the difference. Otherwise you may get confused between the points. Let us now transfer this along the axis of the side view. First of all, we'll transfer this vertical line on this inclined line, the points from the vertical line. So let us transfer them. Let us say this point. Now this is, inclined axis is ahead of this. The ortho mode is on and I am drawing along the left plane. So this is transferred. Point. This here. Then transfer the other points in the same way. This is at the actually same center, and for these remaining two we'll transfer it on this side because axis is here, inclined axis is on this other side. Done. So first thing is, now we have copied these axis points on this inclined axis by drawing lines along this left plane. Done. Next thing, from these points we need to draw lines along the front view axis like these lines or like this. So let us do that. This point, though, on this only, there is no line required. For this we will draw this line. And let us transfer these points 1 and 2 on this line. So this is transferred. Then center point is same, but we need to transfer these two from the center. So these two are on the same line because center point is coinciding with the center on the axis. So these two are the same points. Now what about these two? For this we have to use this point, draw this line and transfer the points. So from this point I draw the line. And let us transfer these endpoints onto these. It is almost coinciding with this. Be careful. Just place the point. And this is the another point. Done. What about this point? This is almost the same. So just let us count the points if you want. 1, 2, then this 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. So let us now join these points with a spline curve. Don't get confused. These are the points are same 1 and 2, whereas all other pink color on the outside, magenta color points. So let us join these points with a curve, that is spline curve. For that you have to remove this ortho, you have to remove this iso, end points, intersection snap should be there only, and the command is better to use this spline CV command. Select this and start joining the points in particular order. And this is not required, don't get confused, this is the point. Select the points properly. We can recalibrate this curve, don't worry. Now you can see that it is almost done. Okay, but the curve is not touching the required points. For that we can recalibrate these. Now these are the handles. I just switch these handles such that the curve will touch these required points. And for this is the second handle. This is the third handle. This is the fourth handle. We don't need to move this. This is almost touching. Simply move it, drag it. You need to drag it such that the curve is passing through the required points. And this is to be dragged. Except this, everything is okay. You can manipulate this a little bit. You need to add one vertex there. Okay, we'll do that. We'll add one more vertex here. That is possible. So click on this, right click, add vertex. You should have. The command to add the vertex there. Okay. So we're showing the properties only. you need to add extra vertex so that you can okay, almost done. Little bit here. If you add one vertex, it will solve our problem. I'm not getting that option. Ah, here. Add vertex option is there. You can trigger this by clicking, right clicking on the available vertex. You can add extra vertex. Say we need to add little bit here. Simply just click on this starting point. Just have to move your cursor on the available vertex, then you will get the option to add vertex. So you can add one extra vertex for this curve. It will show the rounding of which one is smooth. You just have to smooth on this. Done. Almost. So that's it. So we have transferred this circle on the non-isoplane or inclined plane using the method of coordinates. Right? I need to stretch this a little bit here. Done. Okay. Now if you want, you can turn these layers off just to get a print. So this is the solution. Or you can switch off these unwanted points now if that's creating problem in the understanding or in the printout. You can turn this projection layer off and the magenta layer, that is dimension layer, off, and then take the printout. So this is the final solution by turning off the projection layer and the dimension layer. Thank you.